Welcome back to the LTR Pop Quiz, and we're with UMass President Marty Meehan. Question 3, which former Indiana governor now heads up Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana?
Mitch Daniels does.
Friend of mine, by the way. Not that that means anything, but he's a friend of mine.
Very good guy. Very good guy.
Question 4, 2 years ago, this former Secretary of Homeland Security became president of what vast university system? 2 years ago.
Janet Napolitano, and it's the University of California
10
system.
campuses.
A great system.
Yeah, 10
great
campuses,
system.
yeah.
All right, you got 4. Listen
Oh, here's the pressure. No pressure. Don't worry about it. You don't have to be perfect, Mr. President. What former Clinton cabinet member is now president of the University of Miami for the win?
Actually, Donna Shalala.
There you go.
But I want to say that she has left the University
That's
of Miami.
right.
There's
That's
a
right.
search going on there. So do I get a plus for that?
You get a plus. You get
So what,
5.5.
6 out of 5 or something like that?
Yeah, right.
UMass Law School. It's never been able to get accredited. It's losing applicants. It's losing money. Is this a lost leader?
No, the law school is on track to get ABA accreditation. I think
By when?
Should be within the next year. And the challenge, of course, is these have been difficult times for law schools generally. No, maybe not the elite law schools around the country, but those law schools that are around the middle having a tough time in terms of enrollment, in terms of selectivity. There's been a commitment made to UMass to have a public law school. It's the only public law school, obviously, in the state. Most states have a public law school. So it's something that I'm going to make a priority to make sure that we, A, get accredited, and B, look for a way to develop a business plan that works.
Let me ask you about, because once a politician, always a politician. Well, you're president of the university, so
that's not a political job, is it?
One could argue they're still there. Let's go through real quickly. Which of the presidential candidates running for the Democratic nomination would you consider for higher education? You know, like someone to make a leap like where you are right now.
Oh, I think Hillary Clinton could do that. Martin O'Malley could do that. And Joe Biden, he's not in, but you know, I think folks on that level could do it.
Who would be best as president to help with that? In other words,
to help
from the White House.
Right, to help you with your, mission.
Well, you know, Hillary Clinton would be good. Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton both have plans to deal with this issue of student debt and more accessibility of a college education. I think they'd both be very good. I will tell you, I'm a fan of John Kasich. I served in the House with him on the Republican side. Governor, he's a very good governor, and he was a very good House member, and I think he understands how the economy works. I think higher education has to tie into business and industry so that people get a sense that the economy will do well if our public research universities are connecting to business and industry, connecting with more co-ops, experiential learning opportunities, internships. That's where we need to get our public research universities.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
You know, he's entertaining, to be sure, but I think it takes away.
The first thing we say is entertaining.
Well, if you look at the ratings that those Republican debates are getting, I think the entertainment is a big deal. But I worry about people not being more substantive, looking at issues. I don't think that we should be in a country where people denigrate women, make comments about how women look, make comments about...
Good for public ed? Is he good for public ed?
No, I don't think so. No.
Thank you. Great to see you. Do you prefer to be called Congressman? Would you rather be called Mr. President? What would you rather be called?
Marty actually works really well. When I think of Mr. President, I don't think of the head of the UMass system.
Well, Marty, thank you for joining us.
Thanks
UMass President Marty Meehan has been our guest on OTR today. We appreciate it. Ahead, the GOP presidential field. Who's on the move? We'll talk about that.
The relationship is better today than it was the day that Barack Obama got elected.
The fact that she had a private email server in her basement using national